Hi, today we are going to try to do something that's stupid. We're going to try to make a guide out of something that is completely RNG written and then try to prove a point that even if it doesn't work, we hope that we're still right somehow at the end. Maybe, possibly, hopefully. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and today's video has very good intentions, means you no harm, and is 100% MFO. What we're going to be doing today, as the title says, is that I'm going to be trying to give you guys a Coliseum guide. There's a couple of rules and regulations that I like to use when I'm doing the Coliseum that usually gets me a decent amount of wins. Now, especially because I've heard, and I think it seems to be true, that the first Guardians are no longer in here. So now seeing Bathory means nothing. It's like you can beat a Bathory comp like it's nothing, and you guys saw it a little bit in my other video of the run. So my goal here is to give you guys a guideline from the jump here of what I use in a draft, make some type of random assumptions and stuff like that. And then I probably won't show all the fights, but maybe I'll show a specific fight in which I think that it made sense, then see how far the run goes. The goal is not to really get to 12 wins, it's obviously just to get to the 7 wins, because if you were to do that every single time, then you get 700 ZEUZ a week, which is kind of what you want. That's a free ZEUZ increase. Then why would you not want 700 ZEUZ a week? Now, obviously, like I said before in the other video, if you were to get the 300 a week, 300 a day, 7 days in a week, then you have 2100 ZEUZ, which is even a lot better, dramatically better. And that's kind of what this is supposed to be. If you know how to draft, you should be able to increase your wins significantly. Anyway, all right, so now we have the giraffe cakes. I'll say one thing. So this is probably the worst formation that you can get. You want the formations, or at least when you want to have some hope, you want to have the hope, like regardless of this almost, to me, in my opinion, does not matter. You want at least 2 in the back. You want 2 to 3 in the back. More than likely, you want burst damage, AoE burst damage. The computer does a cycle. They do use the S2 if they have enough mana, and then they'll use the S3 if they have enough mana. If they don't have enough mana in any of those turns, it looks like they just auto attack. So they'll auto attack if they can't S2, the next turn they're gonna S2. If they can't S3, they'll S1, they'll just do the auto attack. So you want units that when they can do their S3, they're gonna do a buttload of damage. They're gonna just pretty much win the fight for you. So even though you may not have, and this is why I'm saying that you want more in the back, because you want more chances at those characters. Remember, these units don't have gear like that. They're not like super strong. They're not built to be super strong. You rather just have burst, because burst just does a good amount of damage regardless of who's doing it. When you have a comp like this, you're probably going to be looking for CC. A lot of these front row characters are going to be slow. So this guy right here is a really good pick because he has a low mana freeze, a low mana CC. So that's one of the things you're going to be looking for. And also, look, 500 damage. So as I said, if there's enough blocking that happens during the fight, remember these characters are all 6-star. He's going to be able to freeze on a consistent basis, and then he's also going to do a nuke when he can. That's a really good pick. So I'm almost assuming that there's no healing. Healing sucks in this game most of the time, unfortunately. It just doesn't work out. And this guy does a 200 hit, and then he does a buff when he has 3 mana. That's trash. So we're obviously going to go with him because he has a CC and he has a 500 damage nuke. That's usually going to get a kill in this meta. So now we're going to look here. Again, Luke has a provoke, single target provoke, and then he has the buff where he protects everybody. He also has block too, which is not that bad. Block is really good because of the AI targeting and stuff like that. Obviously, block is going to be more favored. There's a lot of things that are just favored in my opinion in this. So I do think Emma might be the best choice here because she has 2 damage skills. 1 lowers the attack of an enemy, and the dark passive in general is a really good one because a lot of characters are going to die. I'm trying to cover like every little aspect that you want to be thinking about. So that one's like, I think she's April. If she has a AoE hit that doesn't scale, doesn't burst, and her second thing is a heal that scales. But the problem with a heal that scales is it is a fat heal too. 55% of her own max HP is pretty good. But it's just not good in this mode. You're looking for damage, you're looking to get kills. If anything, you almost don't even want a character that has a non-attack skill. It just doesn't work, especially because you're looking at the auto phase, right? Because you need to win at least 2 auto battles in order to get to 7. So if you don't keep that in mind and you have like stupid unnecessary like buffs, like when characters do like, oh, I'm gonna put my status effect immunity on, you just lost. You just lost. So speaking of that, reflect damage is not that bad. So this guy has thrust, which I'm not a big fan of, and then the 200 hit, so not that good. Remember, these are tanks. So this one, he has a single target provoke, he has the mana burn thing, and he has increased his own defense buff. Now also, let me make another note. When characters have the general passives, keep in mind what general that is, right? So this passive is for Fear the Abyss, which is Shafrakin. And who else had one? I think you did. No, you did. One of you did. This one also had a Fear of the Abyss. Now it's the odds of me getting Fracken or whatever like that, in my opinion, is higher, because I think, and I'm not exactly sure, I think that the row that you have, they give you more options to switch that row. I think it is still completely random, but if I were to have a chance or glimmer of getting Fear of the Abyss, I probably have a decent shot at it because of all the front row, and I don't think that I'm going to get that many in the back row. So that I'll probably be able to prove after I go through all my runs. Like I said, I'm not going to show all of them, but I'll keep track of the options that I get. So here, all these seem really bad. Like, I don't want him to do a buff in the beginning. I don't want him to do that. I'd rather him do some type of damage. This one's not that bad. Increases on defense, and he has a provoke, then he has the block provoke, and then he has a defense buff. That seems decent, and I really don't feel like messing with the self-harm and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with this guy. Also, of course, you wanna mix up your Guardian Stones. You wanna make sure that they're kind of spread out, that they're not all the same, because if they get an AoE character, then you just lose. Now, here we go. This guy, I think we used him in the last video. Yeah, but we have better options this time. Ramsey actually does a decent amount of damage and hits pretty hard. He has a single target that he's always going to go to first, and then he has a AoE hit that kind of sucks. Now, Anna, as we saw before, she does get screwed over by the fact that, oh, I have enough mana to heal, I'm going to heal. And that's exactly why we make these videos. That sometimes she is a liability because of that. And it really sucks, because I don't want you healing all the time, lady. So to put that into perspective, even though I know a lot of people like Anna, I'm going to specifically not choose her here. And I'm going to say that it's going to be better that we don't have a healer, because a lot of the times healing doesn't make a difference in this game, in this mode anyway. Last is our only DPS character. So look at that, 700 is good, but that static effect immunity sucks. Same thing with Yao here. She's going to buff first, which the buff is still going to be really good, right? And then she has a attack reset. She is a machine, but we obviously don't have healing, nor do I care if they do much healing at all. And then this one has a very low, look at that, 125. Yeah, we can't take that. So we're kind of stuck with Yao, in my opinion. I think we have to pick her, because these two are both machines, right? So I'm screwed under the same circumstances, right? Of who's going to be going first. They think they're both counter. No, this one's final hit, which I do like final hit a lot, because they get mana most of the time. So I think we're just gonna still go with Yao. So this is my best comp I think I can do. You can maybe argue that Anna is better than Ramsey here, but I'm gonna say that it's not, especially because of the first few rounds. We all know that it's going to be automatic. So I just want to show you guys, I'm almost 100% sure. I mean, the odds are pretty, things that they're going to ask me for are going to be for my front row unit. So like I said, at 5 wins, it's going to cut off, right? So that's when it cuts off, and then you need to get 6, 7. So your team comp has to be really good. Now, when it comes down to these little fun things here, what do they give me? Someone in the front row. Now, one thing that you want to always keep in mind is their Guardian Stones, whether it's auto or manual. If you don't have a certain Guardian Stone that can break 1 or 2 of their characters, then you definitely should just put that character in almost all the time. It looks like it makes a lot more sense. Or if you see that they have something that's going to break, maybe just put a character in so that you don't get broken like really, really badly. This character, if I remember correctly, is pretty much buns cakes. Yeah, he is. So I think my current lineup is going to be better, especially because this is a manual stage. So I'm going to be able to fly through this on a personal basis. And I'll see you guys after the fight. So these fights are taking very, very long because I don't have any AoE. Easy win. Let's see who we get here. I'm not really concerned about what to do. Oh, they do have battery, which does suck. So this character is not an AoE burst. He does a dodge thing, which is crap, and then that little thing there, not really that good. Yao, I think, is still better. So we're just gonna keep Yao. So now they give me one for the front, one for the back. Maybe they alternate. That'd be interesting to see. All right, I just killed battery first, and yeah. But fighting that team at win 6 or 7, I'll probably lose. And it's no back row, so it looks like it switches up. We are getting blessed a little bit, but strategy still stays the same. So of course here Rachel is way better. He also has a single target burst. He's just an overall better character than what's we call it here. So it's pretty obvious that we're gonna take her over Yao, but I think that, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes, even though the better character is very obvious, it might be like, it's light. There's no light on here, but sometimes it's like, well, that character's gonna get broken. Don't take the character. But here it's a pretty safe bet. And my point here is that you guys just need to pay attention a lot. Like sometimes it's not as easy. Like sometimes I was like, oh, I'm gonna take this character, and then they get broken and then do nothing for the entire fight. So this one pretty easy. Also, there's a fire weakness here, so we get fire. So this should be pretty much in the bag, and still I'm controlling it. So even if I'm not controlling it, that's how I look at it. Even if I'm not controlling it, it's gonna be a win if this was on auto. So yeah, see you in a second. Let him know, bro. Unfortunately, he has to go back to the draft. This one, see, they got Summer Suit, they got Bathory and the average. Rachel's like, I like this other guys. But again, we have manual, so we have a machine, we have a ice, we have 2 ice, I think. Yeah, we have 2 ice, so this character is not a problem. This is another ice character, which I would take if there was more ice breaks on their team, and he provides us with reducing block. Thanks, bro. So not really too strong. We also can break Digas, so we have a really easy time fighting this team. Only thing is that Rachel is going to get his first initial hit. If he wants to, he can instantly break Ramsey, and then we're kind of screwed. But again, should be a pretty easy fight because I'm controlling it. I love it. So they had Summer's Blessing, and then Bathory is weak to ice, so that I have to attack into her, give her a damage buff, just so I can then hit her. And then when I try to break her before then, she dodges because she has high dodge or something, right? Bullshit. I'm gonna make a video later, maybe not specifically today, but it's block versus dodge, and one of them has to go. One of them has to go. They're just not consistent metrics of things, and they both screw with offense. And I think offense needs to be more consistent in this game. 100% needs to be more consistent in this game. Anywho, just ranting. But that's just the first loss. I actually was playing that match very well, but I do have to now consider, because First Guardians are in here, I should also consider not going with a lot of ice-based characters, because that is a liability. Because on auto, so now I have to adjust my strategy. I actually lost because of that, but then again, not really, because if they put Bathory on ice break, that's really strong, that's really hard to break, because you have to give her the buff, and then Stunner, it's like a speed issue. So here, the same thing. I have 2 ice heroes. I might actually switch one of them out and put this in, because I don't want to give out so much. We can definitely kill off the Sabrina, and then he has the same comp as I do. We kill off the one in the back, we have final hit, easy as cake. So not exactly sure how you guys do the manual. I usually just play to the Guardian Stones. They can't attack, I can't attack. Pretty basic stuff. See, like here, this is easy. We take Murnavis regardless. He doesn't even have a dark character, so Guardian Stone is fine. We take out, and he has, see, it would have been good to have a nature character here. But we take out the character that's the most vulnerable. He has double ice, right? So this character here would be the most vulnerable, my other guy here, in my opinion, because he's gonna get broken. But he's still a solid character, so this character I think is the weakest. He's also ice, and I think he's the weakest character that we have on the team. I think you guys got enough tips and tricks of how to like get through this, get to this point, and pretty much get to the 7. So let's see if I did a good enough job, and if the proof is in the pudding. Just wanted to say, I did predict that it was a likelihood that we would get him Oh, it's so funny. Besides making it all auto, I mean all manual, I know that people like that. If there's any other suggestions that you guys would want to make this game better, as far as the game, I mean, yeah, the game, but this mode better. Like, I feel like maybe if the drafts were permanent, I think I wouldn't mind the auto later on that you're, they did this in Legends of Runeterra, that you slowly switch out your cards and you kind of build up your deck. I think this is the same thing in that other game that I can't remember the name of. Slay the Spire also, it's a deck building game. So something along those lines where every round that you win, you get beneficial stuff. And then like let's say you can put another gear set, like put another faded Guardian Stone, or you get something like you able to flip it. It doesn't have to be just characters, or it could just be, you know, buffs, like your attack of your team is a little bit better, especially let's say if you have non-faded like I had the other thing. So, oh, since I have no fadeds, I get this HP boost, defense boost, stuff like that. Or make it a system that, like, not our currency, I don't want them to do any of our own currency, but a currency that you get only when you're playing Coliseum, and you can use that to make your runs better. Something like that. Let me know what you guys think about that. And this is a wash, like I thought this is going to be. It's a complete wash.
A few moments later.
Well, we didn't get the win, man. Unfortunately, what happened in the other match is that Janae had the AoE, and again, it still proves my point. The AoE that she has, even though detrimental in most cases, in this mode is actually really good. She has 2 AoEs, so she was able to hit my entire team twice with poisons, taking damage, and we weren't able to survive that. And then this match, as you can see here, it was Rachel. They put Rachel against me again. They had Rara. And most of the time, anytime I'm losing, it's because of a team comp where they have multiple ones in the back. It's proven. It's just how it is. So I think if there's anything, let me choose my formation, so I at least can have a more aggressive stance. All in all, definitely hope that you get a 2 to 3 back row formation. Hope that you get AoE. Hope that you get a decent mixture of Guardian Stones, and that's a lot of hoping. You know, you can control some of that, but just keep that in mind. Any AoE burst character you pretty much have to take. It's not even debatable whether, no matter who it is, just take it. It's just it will, as long if they get that off, you're gonna win the fight. Like, you pretty much win the fight. There's no, especially with no first Guardians around, there's no reason not to take an AoE based character. Any AoE pretty much that you can take, that in reason that has a reasonable charge or doesn't take too much mana for them to do, just take it. They'll do enough damage. Final hits will start proccing and all the other nonsense. You definitely want that. And as you can see, when you don't have that, I had a lot of single target stuff, and I wasn't able to get that last round. Even though in a lot of the rounds that I did lose, if I would have just had AoE, I probably would have won. Like, I'm almost 100% sure I would have won. The point of it is just like, if you get a bad draft, like, just know that, okay, I got a bad draft. It's like, there's no way it's going to be further. But if you got a decent draft and then you technically messed up by like not picking half the stuff that I said, then it wasn't that you had a bad draft. You messed it up. You didn't draft correctly. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're still waiting, obviously, for some more news to see what characters are going to come out. Hopefully, like I said, it's Iris. I don't have enough. I would need an additional 12,000 to be able to pity both. So, oof. It's gonna be rough. Please don't make them back-to-back, I swear to God. Anywho, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.